I would say, back in the day it was, you're relaxed and then you tighten. The way to generate power is, that physics equation. You have speed as a function of relaxation, and then power as a function of tightening or connecting. I don't really like the word tightening anymore. I think when you do is you actually you make it just go that way. In fact, this is probably the least tight part of my body. This is definitely, this tight holds my energy. My energy wants to go that way. So it's like I put on a jacket, shores everything up, creates like a wave going through my body that can only now go down the path of least resistance. The conduit of my arm, that feeling. And I would say every movement has that kind of resonance.
Guys, sit down in the front.
That sort of resonance that's going on in your body. You understand what I'm saying? What I don't want, and we could all recognize this, what I don't want is this sort of robotic karate. This would all equate with not so good karate. Your body wants to look alive, like a breathing, hungry animal doing its thing, right? So when you're, the feeling of your body, there's energy ripping through it. This energy's ripping through your body. It's not this mechanical thing anymore. Do you follow? So I would say, kind of think about that. Like if I'm hitting somebody, well, yeah, and what will happen is your form will just naturally fall into that. And you'll feel this resonance that goes through. And those things, they culminate. There's like, zoop, that feeling. And it's like I create a large rotation that then manifests in a small rotation. So I would say, like, for example, like if you're blocking, certainly, like if I'm doing a rising block, or a sotoke, and I've had these little twists, whatever, and they're orchestrated like gears linking, like this little inflection is attached to this inflection. Okay, so it would be like, you don't block like this, right? You block like this. This is like bad stage fighting, right? You follow what I'm saying? It has no finesse, but when you create an energy that comes through your core, goes into your instrument, and then finds a focal point, now all of a sudden you're taking energy and creating that effect. So, and what also that will do is you're not going to break the weapon. I remember when I was a kid, probably all like 13 years old, we used to do agyuki against the jo. And we never got bruised, we got like burns. Because the jo is being deflected, right? And so that's what you want, is you want this sort of deflection, resonating from your center, deflection. And then you take the center line. When I was saying earlier, like the bag of sand, now imagine it was like a bag of water. And if I pushed down, if I dropped the bag of water on the ground, when it hit, a wave would come up through it, right? Right. That's sort of the effect I think you want. So when you're making this movement, I'm kind of pushing down against the ground to create a wave that comes up via the analogy of the water. Okay, so what you see a lot of times is you see people will have make a nice punch, maybe even twist into it like that. But it's not just a punch, and it's not just this action. It's a kind of a down going in action. You have to push down. So it's like when I'm hitting, I'm kind of pushing down and then going forward. That wave is coming up and getting into the back of my elbow. That's what I'm feeling. It's like right there. That feeling. But it's not this. See, it's a different one. This one is it's fast. It looks, but it's not the same thing as that one. Yes, that's exactly. I was inspired by this reason. No. Yeah, but yeah, that feeling. And I would say every technique has that kind of connectivity to the ground. And usually my observation is people can have really brilliant, beautiful karate, but I don't normally see people get that going into the ground thing. They punch in Shizentai, but you want this connection. You can kind of fool yourself into it, kind of get the right idea, but push, right, left, right, left, right. So it's not just two stalks holding my body, but they're participating. They're participating. And that wave that's pushing down is coming back up. And it gets up to my shoulder, has no place to go but out. You see it? So my body is this kind of fluid thing that I'm communicating energy through, and not simply linear lines. but more like a multi-dimensional wave. So the wave thing was huge for me. Yeah. So as he's coming in, I'm actually already in. So what I would like you not to, and some of these things are so subtle, it's very difficult to almost see it. You almost have to do it one time, I'm not doing it. Oh, I just did it. The technique was a little different. Like when I first saw Satomi Sensei, I didn't know what I was looking at. Because his technique was so refined that I could not see the brilliance of it. When I started ukeing for him, I'm like, holy crap. It's amazing. You know, it's like you can see the skill of the Yongdan, but the 50-year veteran, you don't even see the skill anymore. That's how subtle it is. So what you don't want to do is, you don't want to be reactive. So as he's coming in, I'm coming in. Like I'm focusing my intention as a type of commodity. I want you to think about that. That my technique then just snaps on the line of that intention. So we're going to do that. So we're going to make a very simple block, because I want to kind of get us away from worrying about the mechanism of it. We're going to make like ta-tak, that feeling. So right where you're at, go. Ta-tak. Like one hand blocks, the other hand picks up. Ta-tak. Now I want you to kind of think also that your mind is putting out your intention in a focused format, like that. Like you have a magnifying glass, and my mind is here, and my mind is the sun. I'm creating this effect psychologically. So that idea of Arini, like going in, is, and I move my mind. So what will happen if you do that right, and your technique surrenders to the function, not the form, your hands will not be over here. Because it just won't. If my intention is here, my hand's going to snap right back to there. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of have to let go of your desire to want to put your hands someplace and let your hands just be a slave to your intention. It's really hard. It's hard because people don't want to let go like that and think of their intention as the commodity. So he comes in, and I'm locking like that, and actually in my mind, I've already made the strike. That's really important. So when I hit, instead of generating power, my hit is letting go of something that almost already happened. Then I hit like that, you see. It's like, oh, that feeling. Like, oh, it's already hitting. I just cut the string and let it hit. As opposed to 1, 2, you see what I'm saying? So much karate I see is like that. 1, 2, oh, and you're on it. That feeling, right? I love that. That word genius, a really interesting word. Maybe he just had a particular way of looking at the world that made it all available. Do you follow that? Like maybe he just stepped a little bit, skewed his perspective from the norm, and all of a sudden he accessed something that is most people would have access to, but they just never stepped on that angle. Do you follow? So I would say part of incumbent on your practice is always trying to find that angle. Don't get stuck doing the same karate you did the first day you walked in the dojo. You know, like constantly be trying to refine the quality of your approach. Do you feel that? And what will happen is it will begin to manifest in your technique. You'll start to say, wow, just like the guy was like, wow, I just wrote a really cool cartoon. How did that come to me? All of a sudden my technique just connected. My technique's starting to move from my center. You block, my body's like right on that line. I'm not over here anymore. Because my intention is pulling my karate. You see it? So, if meeting in these sort of seminars to some degree, I don't know if you're going to learn any particular technical detail that's going to take your karate to some quantumly different level, but changing your approach will make your karate go to a quantumly different level. Do you understand that? So that's the thing. I think that's the thing you want to kind of hunger for. Always be hungering for that. That's the seeker's journey more than anything, is that thing. Okay?
Right.